Hello, welcome to the introduction of Unit 2, Differentiation in Health and Physical Education. This module will end on July 20th. It starts July 14th. So to begin, creating a conducive environment where all students feel comfortable to engage in learning within a physical education classroom is challenging. A lot of those challenges have to do with the fact that these, in addition to these settings, these course or classroom settings having an increased amount of people or students within the course, there's also diverse student populations, including accessibility, ability levels, readiness, cognitive approaches, you name it. I think that those who are gifted enough to teach health or physical education or art and music or dance, they have a lot of skill with classroom management, or they learn how to make the classroom something that is sometimes impossible. So this unit kind of aims to provide resources and strategies for differentiating within the physical education and health classroom setting. A lot of these tips you have probably already seen or heard before. Some of them, there were two of them that kind of struck me as surprising, but overall, I'm hoping that if you are a PE or health teacher, I know that previously in other courses people have identified as those. If you're those things this year, I'm hoping that those things will help you. So the unit objectives are as follows. Hopefully by the end you will know methods of diversifying instruction within a physical education setting. Now I know not all of us are physical education teachers, but the type of differentiated approaches that are used can be utilized within any setting. So it's not that it's purposeful in relating to physical education settings in health, but it's intended to be used within any setting that it's applicable for. Second thing, methods of diversifying instruction within health classroom settings. 3, how to plan, develop, and implement appropriate assessment procedures for assessing the skill level of each student, which can be useful in any setting, and then strategies to providing all students with opportunities to demonstrate learning. And then lastly, I hope by the end that you do 2 things. Identify approaches for differentiating instruction within physical and health education settings, and then apply suggested differentiation strategies and approaches to non-traditional academic content areas. But I almost feel like traditional areas, especially like for me, being an English teacher, I've had like 50 people in my class at one point because I've taught in inclusive settings. So I almost feel like maybe there is no non-traditional. Maybe non-traditional is speaking particularly to the non-core content areas, but all of the courses can benefit obviously from differentiated instruction. Okay, so there are 2 readings for this week. And let me just say, it's not a lot of information out there about differentiating in physical education courses, and I barely found anything that's separated from health courses, which I find to be interesting, especially for secondary settings where health education is something that is, a core class for students to take. So anywho, these were the only 2 that I was able to find that were I think teacher friendly. So the first one, differentiation in health and physical education, HPE is how they abbreviate it, and then differentiation in PE, being responsive to our students' needs. That one was pretty great, and I think you'll enjoy that overall because it shows you how to apply it into the content area. So for this week, with the 2 outcomes that I was hoping, the student outcomes, there is a quiz, which is not a traditional quiz. It is a short answer response. There is no amount of words for you to use to complete the scenario, but you just have to answer it completely. And then the class discussion will challenge you to look over or explore, the appropriate times and methods of applying differentiated instruction approaches, because it is a great tool to use, but if you're not using it appropriately, it kind of seems like it may not be most effective. And then your midterm project check-in, I'm opening the access to the assignment early because I want you to have time to really think about it. So every week you'll see it as kind of like a reminder for you to be working on a certain part of it. There are 2 steps, but they're large. So it does require you to do some lesson creating. And I don't know where you are in your summer plan. Some of you may actually be creating lessons already, so this may be perfect timing, and others of you may be on the beach somewhere saying, I don't want to do anything. So this provides that equal medium where if you do have a lot of things done, you can finish it early. I will not look over the midterm project twice, meaning if you submit it early, that's your submission. The midterm project check-in, I won't look over the draft twice because I actually spend more time on the midterm project check-in draft than I do on the actual grading of it, because once I've looked at it thoroughly, it's kind of like I know the grade to assess. So anywho, you have the midterm project check-in early access. Please use the time. It's due July 27th, but use that time to kind of get the best draft that you can done. And that is it for this introduction.